The issue I wish to discuss is unequal non-participation in a group discussion or quiz scenario with a student. This is a community of practice scenario defined by Larvey and Wenger as being an activity between a group of people with a common craft or profession. In this circumstances, this common ground would be a method or discipline of the master's course. This presentation draws from Larvey and Wenger's 1991 publication, Situated Learning, Legitimate Peripheral Participation. Situational learning posits learning as unintentional and situated within an authentic activity, context, and culture, and as such is embedded in a group discussion or critical seminar. These opportunities are important for the student as they offer an opportunity to interact with, learn from, and learn with their co-students, as well as an informal opportunity to build confidence in public conversation. However, not everyone contributes equally in these situations. This could be because the individual participants are shy or feel they have nothing to say. They may not be sure how to articulate their ideas or be confident in doing so with peers. There may also be a voice or voice in the situation. I should note that it is potentially natural for not everyone to contribute to every aspect of this scenario. However, for everyone to benefit from these learning situations, as much unforced participation as possible is beneficial for all concerned, both in the discussion or critique of work, but also in growing confidence in the students to contribute when they feel they want to. All students should be equipped with the skills to speak confidently when they want to in a group discussion or crit by the end of a further education course. In order to create an initial conversation, I suggest gamification as a possible solution or method. I thought about throwing a ball between students, however I feel this puts people on the spot to speak when they have it and could mean that some people are included more than others. The facilitator could ask students or get the student being critiqued to ask the other students for their opinions. However, it again puts people on the spot and could lead to including some people more than others. This could also lead to some students feeling they couldn't add their opinion if they were not asked. If you were to go round in a circle taking turns to speak, it puts some people last when they might have something to add earlier and might mean a student forgets what they have to say or feel it has become irrelevant by the time their turn comes. It again puts people on the spot, particularly the first student cohort. So my proposed game is this. At the start of the workshop, the facilitator shows some sentence suggestions and goes through them, giving suggestions as to how they could be used. These sentences are proposed as being, I like about that, but I would do differently because. What will you do next with and why? I ask this because. I think works, but I am not sure about because. I think it might be relevant to the work because. Have you tried? I think this could be interesting because. And could the work be made from? I think this could be interesting because. The facilitator has a piece of work to be critiqued. I suggest a domestic object such as a can of baked beans or discipline-specific object such as a famous work of art, which in this group situation is authorless and thus low risk for commentary. Travelling around the group in a circle, starting with the facilitator, each person offers a critique based on one of the sentences suggested, with their own elements added in the blanks, picking the sentence through the roll of a dice. This introduces an element of chance, humour, and activity. This could be repeated a couple of times at the beginning of each group discussion or crit, or as an icebreaker. There are problems with this similar to those discussed before. Someone will always have to be the first contributor from the student cohort, and someone else will always have to be the last. Students might feel they have nothing to say that is new to the conversation by the time it gets to them. I would say that articulated repetition, e.g., not I think the same as he said, but I also think that, would be an acceptable contribution and way of using the sentences. I would also suggest having post-it notes or similar available for note-taking or critique writing, in case someone would like to add their comment more privately later, or to plan their comment before speaking. I would also have a dictionary available for the discussion of words that everyone knows or appropriate words for the situational work. Lastly, I would have pens and communal large sheets of paper for the diagramming or sketching of ideas or words to one another. When the group moves to discussing their own work or ideas, or the designated topic, I would keep the sentences clearly in view as prompts for those who would like to use them. I would encourage students to use them if they wished, or to construct their own sentences. I would also keep the post-its, pens, paper and dictionary within easy reach. This should allow them to self-organise, offering support when needed, but equally the freedom to verbally enter the discussion when they wish, acknowledging that activity and activeness are not the same. A student may be involved with the conversation at hand without verbally contributing. Looking at this situation in the activity system suggested by Engerstrom, I think it covers the criteria needed without putting too much pressure on individual students. As part of what is required of students within a further education course is to contribute to their own communities of practice, I would hope that this game would offer the support for those less sure of how to do this.